Welcome. My name is Andrea. I'm with Kind Mind Meditation, and today I'm going to be teaching a relaxing yin class. It's going to mostly focus on forward folds and some counter poses, so back bends, and will just kind of help with your spine and help you get out any cricks and cranks you may have. So as always, I offer options, but you make decisions. So today you'll definitely want a bolster or a bunch of rolled up blankets. If you don't have a bolster, maybe some pillows and 1 or 2 blocks, depending on your preference. So I'd like to start in just a sitting pose as I am. You can gently close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths to arrive in the moment. Tune into your body. Whether you're just starting the day or you're ending it, allow your attention, your awareness to really zoom in to just you and your mat. Good. Opening your eyes gently. Let's start with some seated cat-cows. So what we'll do first is round the back, chin to chest, really feeling those shoulder blades spreading. And inhale, arch the back, gazes upwards, stretching the neck. Good. Exhaling, rounding the back. Inhaling, arching the back. And you can make this as small or as exaggerated as feels good in your body. A few more. Good. Pausing back in center, we're going to be doing a variation of butterfly pose. So, butterfly pose is when you bring the soles of your feet together. Now, many of us have tight hips, and you may need to support the pose with blocks. Also, bringing your legs out forward a little bit makes it a little easier. And so what I recommend is kind of this diamond shape in your legs, putting a block right behind your heels and using a bolster on top of the block. So take a moment to set up your space. And on an inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. And if this still isn't enough support, go ahead and use that second block to bring the bolster a little higher. You'll be holding onto your feet and turning your head one way or the other. We'll be holding this pose for about 3 to 5 minutes. You should feel this pose in your outer hips. Maybe one side more than the other. If you're noticing any points or moments of tension or hitched breathing, taking deep breaths can help you get through it, but also Yin yoga is about meeting your edge, so you don't want to move past the point where you're in pain, but this may not necessarily be comfortable. On an inhale here, lift up slightly just to turn your head to the other side. See how that changes how this feels in your body. Deep breath here. Inhale and come up. Well done. So we'll move our bolster out of the way. And what we're actually going to do now is bring the soles of our feet flat on the mat. And instead of a wide-legged forward fold, we're just going to keep our knees bent and fold forward here. So we generally, when we're expanding, we inhale, and when we're contracting, we exhale. So maybe a tiny back bend here. Inhale and exhale. Seated forward fold with our knees bent. Maybe you can reach your toes. Maybe you're holding onto your ankles. Let your head hang loose here. See if you can progress the pose by gently leaning forward from the hips rather than the upper back. Option to gently move your neck in a way that stretches out a new spot for you. I carry a lot of tension in my shoulders, and it travels all the way up the neck, so this feels pretty strong for me. another 30 seconds here. Breathing into your back. Inhale and let's come up. Good. Now we're going to extend our legs and bring our blocks back in. This is going to be a forward fold. So however you need your blocks to be, it's going to be kind of the same setup with the bolster, but instead of being in butterfly, we're in wide leg pose. So you may need to kind of move your buttocks tissue, really get a good position with your hip bones on the ground. And right now I can feel my hips kind of spasming. So sometimes it helps to kind of bend them once or twice before getting into the pose, maybe shaking things out. So inhaling here and exhaling, forward fold, holding onto the blocks. Feet are flexed, toes are flexed. And of course, if you notice your body's been opening, you can always adjust your blocks. Maybe you can fold a little more than you thought you could. This is your practice. Stay with it. Inhaling here, lifting your head up, and exhaling, turning your head to the other side. Breathe for another minute in this pose. Inhaling here and coming up. Well done. Switching now, we're going to come to a supported child's pose. So we'll be on our hands and knees. Option to place a blanket under your knees so that the ankle isn't as tight. And we'll just place our bolster in between our legs and folding over it. So again, you can prop your bolster up to bring it up a little bit, or you may like it flat. So inhaling here, slight back bend. Exhale, bringing your arms out long in front of you. Turning your head to one side and folding. Inhaling to gently come out, just enough to turn your head to the other side. Inhale, coming up, gently pushing yourself back to your knees. Move the bolster out of the way. We're going to come to a gentle Sphinx pose. So coming to your hands and knees, and then making your way all the way down to the mat. Set your shoulders up, or your elbows up, so that they're directly under your shoulders. Palms are flat on the mat. Tops of your feet are also flat. And you'll feel this in your neck. And it's a gentle back bend. So we'll be here for about 2 minutes. Option 2, if this is too much tension on your neck, to have more of a neutral gaze, I'll add something about a foot in front of you. You can also progress the pose with an upward gaze. I encourage you to lift up and out of your elbows. This is an active pose rather than sinking deep into your shoulders, pushing against the mat. Breathing here. Gentle smile to your lips if you can. Releasing any tension in your forehead. Getting any side stretches you may want on your neck. Just by gently tilting your head, you can really feel a difference. See what happens if you tilt your pelvis down. How does that change your posture? Three more breaths here. Good. Now coming down and making a pillow out of your hands, we're just going to rest ourselves completely on the mat. So turning your head to the left, allowing your back to have a more neutral position. Inhaling, lifting your head up. Exhaling, turning your head to the other side and coming back down. On an inhale, coming up, we're going to do one or two more poses. So this is an up dog or a cobra. We're not quite doing that. So we're having our hands a little further out, just off the mat, tenting the fingers or palms flat, and just pushing up. This is a deeper back bend in the low back, and we won't hold this too long, just a minute or two. Kind of a progression of the Sphinx pose. And if this is too much, feel free to return to Sphinx. Breathe here, 30 more seconds. Pushing off out through the palms of your hands. You can even wiggle your elbows a little. Good. Release. Push up and back into a child's pose for a moment. Releasing the lower back. Maybe moving your forehead side to side. Little massage. On an inhale, coming up, flipping over for our final resting pose. I like to have the bolster under my knees. Allow your legs to relax, feet dropping open to the sides, shoulder blades tuck under, palms facing up. This is called corpse pose or shavasana. Can you unclench your jaw? Allow your tongue to slip back a little further in your throat. Gently wiggling your toes and your fingers, making circles with your wrists and your ankles, bending at the knee and bringing your knees into your chest. Falling over to one side or the other and making a pillow out of your arm. Breathe here. And on an exhale, push up off the floor, finding a seat again. Coming back to your center. Thanking yourself for taking this time to meet your body where it's at. Yin can be very humbling. It's a slow practice, very slight movements, and yet it can be quite challenging. So thank you so much for joining me. Again, my name is Andrea from Kind Mind Meditation. I really enjoyed teaching this 30-minute yin practice with you. Thank you very much.